For the past 3 weeks, I've been following a workout plan from Peachfit weight loss program. We're not going to be analyzing it, improving it, developing a new workout plan for plus size beginners like me that I'm going to be following for the next 3 weeks. Here's an overview of the workout plan that I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. As you can see, there's a split here, which is push, pull, and leg or lower body. I have two major things I'd like to change with this plan. Firstly, there are too many exercises in each workout. It took me about 1.5 hours, and that leaves me no time to do any warm-up sets. Quick explanation, if you're doing, for example, lat pull-downs at 50 pounds, then you might start and do a warm-up set with 25 pounds. Maybe you'll do another at 35 before going to 50, maybe even a third at 40 or 45. So 1 to 3 warm-up sets for each exercise gets the muscles working, gets the blood pumping, and I feel more confident to push myself really hard when I've done warm-up sets, which I had no time for in this workout program. Secondly, I'd like to do a workout plan where I train the same muscle groups on 2 different workouts. With the plan that I've been doing for the last 3 weeks, the split makes it so you don't train the same muscles on different workouts. You only train them once a week. And from what I've learned, for example, from the mind pump, if you want to build strength as efficiently as possible, as fast, grow stronger as fast as you can, you're going to want to train the same muscle groups at least twice a week. And I think the optimum they recommend is 9 to 15 sets per week. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, but at least doing it twice a week, I think is going to be helpful to grow more strength faster, which is what I want to do. One of the things I really like about this program is that there's a lot of compound exercises. Those are exercises that train multiple muscle groups at the same time. And I like them because they train multiple muscle groups at the same time. That's one of the reasons I like them. Build more strength faster, more balanced, I think, at least when it comes to muscle growth. Instead of just focusing on like one muscle, it's like you're more of your body getting trained at the same time. Let's look at the constraints of the new workout plan before jumping into the detailed analysis of each exercise. For my workout plan for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to continue to train 3 days a week. I could maybe do one more, I think possible, but I've found a good rhythm and I just want to keep going. Consistency over whatever else, right? I need to keep going. So I'm choosing to limit myself to 3 days a week when it comes to workouts. Secondly, I'm going to limit myself to 4 exercises on each workout. No more. Thirdly, I'm going to focus hard on compound exercises. If I can, all of the exercises are going to be compound. We'll see. And lastly, I want to hit the same muscle groups at least twice, if possible. Given the new limitation of 4 exercises in each workout, we're going to have to be cutting some of these exercises and maybe adding some new at the end. Let's walk through them one by one. We're going to start by making some cuts and just removing all the exercises that are isolation exercises that only train one muscle or muscle group. Lateral raises, tricep pull down, bicep curl, hammer curls, leg extension, leg curl, and calf raises. Next, let's look at the pull day, where you can see there are 3 row exercises. I'm going to cut that down to 1, and I'm going to choose the seated cable row. And that's because the bent over barbell row hits my stomach, and bending over when they're carrying so much weight as I'm doing, I get a little bit scared that I'm going to injure my back, and it doesn't feel good. So that's why that one is out. The seated cable row also just feels better for me than the single arm dumbbell row. So that's the one I'm going to keep. For my new workout plan, I'm going to do a split where I do an upper body workout, a lower body workout, and then a full body workout where I get that double training, right? I want to train the same muscle groups twice. Considering I'm doing 4 exercises in each workout, I'm not going to want to do the full body one, to do all 8 of them. So I'm not going to do a full overlap with all of the exercises. But I'm going to do somewhat of an overlap, and I think it'll turn out good. So now that we have the new setup, we have an upper body workout, lower body workout, and a full body workout, we can start putting in the exercises that we want to keep and whatever we want to add. I really like the bench press. Both exercises from this program, both the regular flat bench press and the inclined dumbbell bench press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep both, but I'm going to put them on separate workouts. So I have the regular bench press with a barbell lying flat on the upper body, and then on the full body I'm going to put in the inclined bench press with dumbbells. That way I'm hitting the same muscle groups on 2 different days with slight variation. And the variation is not just good for training, it also makes it more fun. So even though it might not be optimal that I don't hit exactly the same muscles or muscle groups on 2 different days, I do think the variation is going to make it better for me. That leaves 3 exercises for the upper body workout. We have the bench press, and now we're going to have to add 3 more. As you can see from this list, there are 4 more left over. There is the row, the lat pull down, the overhead press, and the tricep dips. And I did some research, and the tricep muscles are actually targeted quite a lot in the other exercises, especially the push exercises such as the bench press and the overhead press. So I'm going to cut the tricep dip, even though I really like it, because I want to stay within my constraints of 4 exercises, which leaves me with 4 exercises that hits forward bench press, row, overhead press, and lat pull down, which I think is going to be a great all-round upper body workout. In the lower body workout that I've been doing for 3 weeks, what's left is leg press and Romanian deadlifts. And I like both of them. And they also remind me of 2 other exercises that are really good that are not in this program that I want to add. The first one is squats. Now squats and leg press are actually quite similar. They hit a lot of the same muscle groups. And there are pros and cons to both. In the leg press, sitting in a machine, I can focus really hard and push really hard without worrying. In the squats, however, I get a lot of training on other muscles around my body because I have to keep balance. I have to not fall over, right? So there's a lot of more muscles being trained when doing the squat. It's more of a real life exercise because you squat a lot in your life to pick up anything or whatever you're doing, right? So it's a really, really good exercise and I want to keep it. The con, of course, being that I can't push myself as hard because I'm worried I'm going to fall over or injure myself. So I want to keep both and do the same thing as I did with the bench press, where I'm going to do the leg press in the lower body exercise and add squats to the full body exercise. I'm going to do something similar with the deadlifts. I really like the Romanian deadlifts. I never done them before. What I normally do is a sumo deadlift where I stand wider, and with regular deadlifts you lift from the bottom up instead of standing up and then going down, which is the Romanian deadlift. One of the advantages of the Romanian deadlifts I've noticed is for someone like me, someone who's plus size, we can still do the Romanian deadlifts with our legs closer together. I can't do a regular deadlift with my legs closer together because stomach and other things get in the way, but also I feel off balance. I get worried I'm going to hurt my back because I can't reach down in a good way to do a regular deadlift. With a Romanian deadlift, you start from the top and then you go down to just under your knees and then you come up again. So I don't have to reach all the way down, and thus I don't have to stand wider with my feet. And standing closer together, I feel it differently in my body, in my butt, the different muscles that I'm using. So I want to keep the Romanian deadlifts. I think it's great. I also want to add the sumo deadlift, which I also really like. And I'm going to do, again, a split between the 2 different workouts. So I'm going to keep the Romanian deadlift on the lower body workout, and then I'm going to add a sumo deadlift on the full body workout. That leaves 2 exercises for the lower body workout. And I've actually had a hard time finding which ones I want to add. I think one of the really good ones to add would be some sort of lunge that puts focus on one leg at a time, trains really well your legs, But as a plus size person, that's really tough. There's so much pressure on the one knee of whichever leg you're using. Balance, you can fall over. I'm just worried I'm not going to be able to do it and I'll get some injury. And I tried it just here in the filming studio recently to see if I could even do it, and I really can't. So I'm not sure what to do. I think what I want to do is I want to see if I can find some way to support myself doing regular lunges. Maybe use boxes, having one on each side, and lean my arms on. So when I go down, I can use my arms to push up. My gym might have some sort of supportive machine type thing. I'll have to look that up to help me do the lunges. And if it doesn't work, if I can't find anything, what I'll do is I'll substitute it for the step machine, which is just step ups, right? Taking steps, which is also loading one leg at a time, walking up steps. And I think that'll be enough training for me, carrying all this weight, to just do that, and that'll be fine. I'm having a hard time finding the last exercise as well. Looking at the muscles that I'm training in these other exercises, the only ones that are not trained a lot are the calves, the adductors, and abductors. So either finding an isolation exercise to do these or do something else. And think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add back in the calf raises. It is an isolation exercise, but it's also really nice to end a workout with that exercise. And that's what I'm going to do for this workout program. For the full body workout, we have sumo deadlifts, squats, incline bench press with dumbbells, and we need one more exercise. And getting an overlap with all the muscles trained in the upper body in one exercise, well, in addition to the bench press, is not possible. So I need something. And doing some research, I found an exercise called the face pull. And this is something I think could be really well. From my understanding, it does train a lot of muscles that I've already trained on the upper body. So I get that twice a week training of the same muscles. I have never tried this exercise before though. So if I end up not liking it, if it doesn't work for me, I'm going to switch it out for a seated cable row. That way I'll get some overlap with muscles in my back and have a great full body workout. One muscle group we've not talked about is the stomach. When doing the compound exercises, you still use your stomach to stabilize yourself, especially, for example, with the deadlift. You tense your stomach muscles to protect your back when doing these lifts. And so you're still using your stomach, but as you can see, there's no specific stomach exercise added. And I'll just leave it at that for this workout plan and see if I want to incorporate it in the next 3-week iteration. Let's talk about sets and reps. Now, the plan that I've just made, it's about 3 sets, 8 to 12 rep range. And normally I would do a shorter rep range. About 6 reps is what I like to do. It's been good to do this program because now I know I can. I know I can do a longer rep range even though I don't like it as much. And I know that changing it up once in a while is really good for you. So I'm going to go back now to doing 6 reps, 3 sets of 6 reps, basically. Progressive overload, which means I want to push harder, maybe do a few more reps or up the weight every so often or when I feel I can. And then for the next iteration, the next plan, I'll look into it again if I want to change that rep range. Credit where credit is due. Had I not purchased this program from Peachfit, I would not be back on track training 3 days a week. I would not know that I could train for 1.5 hours for 3 days a week and walk every other day I'm not in a gym, which I've been doing now consistently for 3 weeks. I would not be eating as well as I am right now, and I would not be losing the weight that I am losing right now. So even though it looks like I've slashed the program and changed it completely, it was worth it for me to jump on this program, and I'm still in it. I'm still part of the community. I have accountability partners I chat with. There are challenges that I'm still taking part of, and I think it's worth it. This is the workout program that I'm going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. Please comment, ask questions, share tips. I'd love to hear them. Thank you for listening. I hope this has brought you some value, and I'll see you next time.